I think I saw on Twitter today or yesterday where how are you getting such great EVPs every single time? From a psychic medium standpoint and working with energy and working with spirits and being in that realm, when you have two people that come together as well as Amy and Adam do, and it's not for TV, that's their dynamic all the time, and their energy mixes and it's great energy, that opens it up for more things to happen. And even bringing me in or bringing in Chip, where, you know, we all have a great dynamic together, that makes it stronger for something to happen. It almost just, it's like a big gaping hole opens up in the communication.
I mean, just as an aside, okay,
Yep.
as they were mentioning, you know, I was on the cruise with them last year.
Yes.
And as part of the cruise, a lot of the time that you spend is not involved in investigating or
Right.
being part of the paranormal. It's just kind of all hanging out together and doing fun activities on the cruise.
Right.
And inevitably, you would see Amy and Adam together out somewhere on the ship, you know, with their families and with other people. You know, maybe they're with Grant and his family, or Chip and Greta, and all these people are all kind of hovering around them. And sure, yeah, some of the people who were involved in the group are coming and being part of it, but other people who didn't recognize them from television but just were kind of picking up on the vibe and picking up on the fun they were having, were coming
Yes.
over to see what was going on.
Right.
Because it's a friendship and a connection that is infectious, so that makes other people and maybe other dead people want to come
That's
over and be
exactly
involved
what
in it.
happens, because you have such a good thing happening and good energy. It attracts those things because they want to know what's happening. They want to say, hey, what's going on over there? We want to talk to those people, or they're nice, or they're, you know, you're not yelling, you know, like some of shows or even people that we've seen, you know, personally, yelling at spirits or, you know, barking out questions to them.
I got to get one of the Newkirk's shirts they have that they sell on Planet Weird.
I haven't seen it.
It just says in big letters, "Stop yelling at ghosts."
I love that.
I have to get one because I'm the one of the biggest perpetrators of that. So
always say they're not deaf, they're dead.
yeah, well, I do yell that at some of the people at the events. I'm like,
Right.
they're just dead, they're not deaf.
Right. I feel like, you know, when somebody talks,
And the shirt glows in the dark too, by the way,
Does
which
it?
is even better. Yeah.
That's awesome. But it's true. Like, talk to them like you would talk to, you know, you and I are talking right now. Have that respect, have that, you know, that just demeanor about yourself. And I feel like people lose that and they almost sound like a robot. Would you want to talk to a robot?
Well, I mean, in some ways, in some ways, it's because people are so clued into being scientific about it.
Right.
That
which is, in my opinion, the wrong way to go.
Yeah, they want to be cold and calculating with it, and they want to come across as being objective and
Right.
and not trying to influence anything in any way. But how does that work? And
It doesn't.
you know, I don't watch The Big Bang Theory, as you know.
Ugh,
but
such a disappointment.
I have a general idea of of how hard it is for that Sheldon character to interact with people.
Yes.
So that's essentially what you are when you're going into some of these investigations
Right,
and,
because you
and
see
trying to
something
conduct
just
it that
one
way.
way.
Right.
Where the entire world is operating, or the spirit world is operating a different way. So you have to know how to speak their language.
Or not
And-
even operating a different way, just operating in a normal human way.
Right.
You know, and instead of, I mean, not to step on your answer, because obviously
that's fine.
you connect to that world more than I do,
Yes.
but I mean, just talk to them, as you said, like a person, but talk to them conversationally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we make fun of Moniz all the time when he does an EVP session for the questions that he asks,
Yes.
but they work. And they work because people want to talk about themselves and what they like.
No,
and
that makes complete sense.
it's just the way he says it cracks me up
You
every
know-
time. What is your favorite food?
He's such a weirdo. I mean, people will ask, like, how did you die? Are you dead? Like, they don't care about that. Some might not even understand that. They're not going to answer that. I usually ask, like, you know, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite color? Just to get some type of answers out of them, or like answers pertaining to them personally if you think you might know who you're interacting with. And that's most of the time, if you watch Amy and Adam, they ask those type of questions. Even a common question that Adam was asking while I was there with them was, do you need prayer? But if you're talking from that like that time period, which is what we thought we were dealing with, it would make perfect sense, because at that point religion was a huge thing. And you know, even, you know, the other people that we were trying to connect with too, it would have been perfect for that situation. You have to know going into it, what are you going to ask? Every spirit is different. Every situation is different. If you ask the same questions, you know, like a robot every single time, you're not going to get hits. It's not going to happen.
And I think too, like, and as I've tried to explain to people, that sometimes it comes about when you're not expecting it to.
Right.
So don't just go in there and insist on asking, you know, an interview.
Some of the greatest EVPs that I have heard, have been just with, you know, you and I like talking back and forth right now and having a recorder running, or with white noise in the background, or shuffling of your feet on pavement, and you hear EVP pop up. You don't know when it's going to happen. They look for any way to get that in there.
Thank you all for watching, but the spooktacular fun doesn't have to end there. You can follow us all week long. Just follow Spooky South Coast across social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.